Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Mischa Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within.
So I am still reading A Course in Miracles diligently. It turns out Friday and Saturday mornings, however, I miss reading them because I have meetings early those days. And so I have not been able to read them first thing. And up until the last couple of weeks, if I missed reading them first thing, I would tackle it later in the day. But I'm so busy with summit stuff right now that if I don't do it first thing, it doesn't get done. And I'm cool with it. But I'm going to reschedule my meetings. I'm going to find different nighttime meetings to achieve the same goals with those meetings. I'm being elusive with what type of meetings they are strategically. So if I shift those tonight, but anyway, I'm still heavy in the Course in Miracles, loving it. And I'm currently in this chapter right now called The Goal of Specialness. And effectively, it's the more we try to feel special, the more brain damage we feel. Like that is the source of our pain. Mischa wants to be special. Mischa wants to be different from you. Perhaps better than, or seen better than, or loved more, or have a girlfriend that thinks I'm more special, or all these different ways to say it. And that's a massive source of our discontentment. And one of the signs of that is you compare yourself to others, or I compare myself to others. I do not mean to speak for others. But if I'm comparing myself to others, it's because I want to be special or not as unspecial. And so I wrote down some notes and thoughts around that today. And I'll get started on that. But I'm going to read all the notes I wrote today. So first one, I messed up on episodes. I actually posted the same episode twice in a row. So yesterday's and today's were the same episode. And I was so tired this weekend when I was working up all the episodes. Obviously, I scheduled the same one twice. And I figured it out midway through the morning. And I, of course, in the moment, it's felt mission critical. And like I was totally messed up and I'm going to lose listeners and all this stuff, right? And I was doing pretty good of just stay in the moment, don't worry about it. And I'd figured it out like an hour or two before I could actually fix it. And I managed to be in a peaceful state. I was like, whatever. But of course, my brain is pinging back and forth. And then I had this thought after I'd fixed it. Will I be worried about this? Or will it even make a difference? Will it have made a difference in 2 months, 2 years? Anything like that? Like, will it matter? And moreover, will I care? And I love that thought. It just dropped in and gave me freedom. Will I even care about this in a few months? No, I won't. So don't worry about it now. Will it even make a difference in a few months? No, it won't. So don't worry about it now. And it does not matter. So I had total freedom from there, generally speaking, moving forward. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm worrying about nothing, literally. Okay. The Goal of Specialness, ACIM. First note in that regard, how can one stop comparing? it's an interesting thought, right? It's like I have an opportunity to be on lots of Zoom meetings with lots of people. So lots of people are talking, and there's lots of opportunities to compare myself and compare my thoughts to what they're saying, which can be so warped. So I have habitually, most of the time, if you're in a good space, I'm loving everything everybody's saying. But if I'm in compare mode, so I wrote a note. How does one stop comparing? How do I stop comparing? Because I think I do it, but I haven't really thought about how I do it. So I know there's some prayers in there, right? Like we're all God's children. I say that a lot, or, you know, um, try not to be judgmental, these sorts of things. There are some prayers. I can't remember. There's one I use all the time. And of course, it is escaping me right now. Could be a function of that age. Anyway, next. Oh, will I ever stop looking for a girl? Like whenever I'm on a meeting or out and about, like, being single. I told you I'm single. It's like, will I ever stop actually looking? This is a vulnerable moment for me as well. Like, even if it's not on my radar, inevitably, I'm like, if I see somebody that's attractive to me, I'm like, is that the one? And I start sizing her up. That's really what I'm saying. That's what I should say. Will I ever stop sizing up the opposite sex? Huh. Good question. Or will I ever stop looking for the job or the thing to do? I like that thought as well. My whole life, I'm like, what am I going to do? What is the job? Isn't that funny? Even when I was having tremendous success, I think that's what I loved about loan officering, was that I got to talk to people about what they did for a living, and either consciously or subconsciously, I was like, "Ooh, is that a good job for me? Is that a good job for me?" I'm in the sweet spot right now. I'm having fun what I'm doing. Perhaps it'll monetize. More will be revealed. Then I wrote, it will find me. It will find me, the job or the girl. And then I wrote down, I paraphrased, I dot, 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 and be released from limits. Be released from limits. And I put, I associate egoically what being released from limits means, or I attach that to what my ego associates as limits. So notoriety, adoration, money, power, perhaps traditional success. What traditional success looks like, or it could be also looks, likes, follows, influence. Like when I am released from limits, I'm going to be free to get all the egoic goodies. It's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, release me from my limits or limitations so I can get all the shiny egoic goodies. Adoration, money, power, followers, influence, traditional success. Not to spiritually soar with God. Or be completely 100% free of all the egoic limitations. I love that. It's so funny. This is me being very vulnerable right now. And I just love that thought. So yeah, I'm going to be released from limits to be one with God. No. So I can get all the shiny objects. I think it's funny how my brain goes there. I'm trying to train it to go differently. I'm making it sound worse than it is. Egoically, I need to say that too, because I want you to think that I'm perhaps not as tied or attached to my ego as as perhaps I am. Whatever. Oh my gosh. God bless. All right. Habits to not feel special. Ooh, habits to not feel special. Or how about specialer than you? I like that. Can I see whenever I look at everyone? Can I see whomever I look at, everyone, as a shining light of God? Ooh, how about this? What if they were or are a shining light of God? What if everybody I looked at and saw and came across was a shining light of God? And no matter how they came into my awareness, whether news, Facebook feeds, Insta feeds, walking down the road, Zoom meetings, like what if truly everyone I saw is a shining light, a shining light of God? I freaking love that thought. And so if I could put that into my awareness more and more and more, yeah, that's good. And then perhaps, what was that note? Perhaps I will be free. I'll be released from limits, from my egoic limits. That's it. I'm done. It's been a long day. I'm burnt. I'm in survival mode. When I say that, I'm having a ton of fun. Some it's good, all is good, but I'm just trying to keep at it. Peace out.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.